And here's a little known fact, Clark. Only 3 players have recorded at least 2 triple-doubles in the NCAA tournament. They are Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, and Draymond Green.
That's some elite company for Draymond Green. He's a hard worker, a guy you love if he's on your team. He can be an irritant if he's not with you, but continues to improve and prove his doubters wrong.
Tristan Thompson.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Jefferson comes in for Channing Frye. Shumpert is checked in for Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving.
And Iman Shumpert, more athlete than player when he entered the league. 42-inch max vertical, shoulders carved like Michelangelo. But he had a long way to go in terms of his skill set. And you can see that evolution right before your eyes.
And the Warriors making a change here. Spates is checked in. Curry kicks to Green. The three-pointer, no good.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
And that is good. And talking about Iman Shumpert, he seemed to learn from working with LeBron and Kyrie last year.
Yes, Shumpert was brought over for his defense, clearly, but as a bonus, his offense improved and got better. Now let's see if he can build on that going forward.
Thompson passes to Jefferson. Dellavedova from outside. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts. Warriors trailed by 3. Space sets a screen. Top the key, Barnes. Kicks it to Green. Soft touch off the glass.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Frye's checked in. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Curry dishes to Green. Now Cleveland moving it up. That's good from Shumpert on the assist by Jefferson.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
The shot by Spates, nobody around. Drains the 19-footer. It's stolen by Green. And at the end of 1, both teams putting up some points. Cavaliers ahead, leading by 3. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
Smith kicks to Frye. Irving with a clean look. That 3 off the mark. The Warriors trailing.
Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
The drive by Green and the rejection by LeBron. The shot's good from Irving. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Cavaliers.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Ron James, by many surveys, and no surprise here, GA, the most popular athlete in America.
I mean, the highest paid player in the league. And you know what? He deserves it. This guy has really carried the mantra as the face of our game, as well as anybody. And I tell you what, people now are starting to acknowledge the guy also delivers when it matters.
Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. To the left wing. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Shumpert gets a wide open look. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova.
And you know, for LeBron, he's blazed a trail as far as his business empire is concerned. He gave his childhood friends a chance to manage his affairs. Many thought it was a huge mistake, but he's doing quite well with the guys that he chose.
And for LeBron, he said he'd like to be a billionaire. It's his ambition to have an influence that goes beyond the game. And guys, he is certainly on his way.
And the Warriors making a change here. Anderson Varejão's checked in for Spates. Green comes in for McAdoo. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Brandon Rush. And it's Thompson in for Ian Clark. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. Different look here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Varejão. James Michael McAdoo comes in for Green. Brandon Rush, who's checked in for Barnes. And Ian Clark subbed in for Klay Thompson.
Well, LeBron James long considered the greatest player in the league. He's got some competition now, though. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, James Harden all playing well last year. But for my money, there's no better player in the league than King James. And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all. Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
Man, I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Rush the pass to Spates. Here's McAdoo. It's hauled in by Fry. Well, Clark, you look at LeBron's career averages right now, around 27, 7, and 7. Hard to argue at this time he's not the best player in the league.
Well, you know, he might not always win the MVP award, Kevin, but that doesn't really matter. I think he's the most feared player in the league, and he proved he can carry a team in last season's NBA Finals. Clearly, one of the all-time greats.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
Now, one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
For the Cavaliers, Thompson, he's checked in for Fry. Iman Shumpert has come in for LeBron. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. Different look here for the Warriors. Draymond Green, he's checked in for McAdoo. Harrison Barnes comes in for Brandon Rush. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Ian Clark. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. Cavs not scoring with a lot of their bench. A big part of that is they just didn't go to the bench very often.
Well, you talk about the Cavs and the bench near the bottom in total bench minutes played. The bench didn't have a lot of firepower, didn't shoot the ball well, and considering they got limited minutes, oftentimes struggled to find any kind of rhythm out there.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Channing Fry's checked in for Tristan Thompson. James comes in for Shumpert. And Irving subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. That one from long range. 6 points for Steph Curry.
Talk about confidence to pull up from out there. And what skill to knock it down. That's major league there, folks.
Yeah, no doubt about his toes on that one. He was way back.
Nice shot by Smith.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Shot is good, and the Cavaliers lead cut down to just 1 on the basket from Spates. Smith kicks to Mozgov, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no line in those totals.
Last season, Draymond Green taking over the starting power forward role in Golden State. Last season, David Lee was injured, remember, in preseason. Green was inserted, and he's been terrific ever since.
Absolutely superb. A former second-round pick. His emergence has fueled this team's rise to greatness.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Anderson Varejão's checked in for Speights. And it's Rush in for Harrison Barnes.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
Cavaliers have gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. There's the pass to Fry. A three-pointer off the mark. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Second chance shot. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Smith for three. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
What a game for LeBron. He has 8 points and 2 blocks. He's shown some flash with his passing and some grit with his board work.
Yeah, not a combination that too many players in our league possess.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
And really, all of a sudden, he's becoming their best distributor, doing a great job of orchestrating their offense.
Greg, typically that's not the role he usually plays. And I'm not sure how comfortable he is in it, but they've needed him to make some plays today, and he's been able to do it to his credit.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. Barnes and Green are the forward set. The Splash Brothers are the guards. And it's Varejão in at the center, locking down the middle. Here's Thompson, and he dunks it down.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
And the dunk by Barnes.
Yeah, he went for a little extra on that one.
Well, he usually doesn't finish soft, obviously. You know, he can when necessary, sure, but not that time.
Not when you can throw it down like that.
Yes, sir.
James. That drops. LeBron's got 10.
Yeah, starting the second half nicely there. Love those easy lay-ins to get things going.
Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes.